Well, hello everyone, this is Wilson Cole, and I'm president of Adams, Evans & Ross, and I want to talk primarily to our staffing clients that do staffing. If you do contracting, the same thing could probably apply, but for the companies that do a subset of that staffing and they do payroll, this happens about every 5 or 10 years whenever there's a little bit of a slowdown or somebody thinks they're too smart for their own good. They go out and they wind up going to staffing firms and they start payrolling their own employees. I'm not talking about people that you're placing there to work in there. I'm talking about where you're doing payrolling for the CEO, the assistant, and everybody else. Now, sometimes that could be that they just want benefits, that they're tired of doing the taxes, they're tired of doing things on those lines, or they're operating over state lines. All of those are good reasons. But one thing that I would caution you on at any point is make sure, you know the exact name of the company that you're dealing with, and do some research on that company, because when you start payrolling 10, 15, 20 people inside of a company, you can run into six figures very, very, very quickly. And you may cut them off after 4 weeks or 5 weeks, but at that point the damage is done. And we're seeing an uptick. And it's not as fraudulent as we had seen a couple of decades ago. And we wound up, the only time in 30 years of doing this that we ever were instrumental in getting a company's CEO and everybody else arrested, and they wound up going to jail for 4 or 5 years. They were actually going to different staffing firms, and if there's some older folks that are my age and up are certainly going to remember them. They probably burned 100, 150 staffing firms, and they'd come to one staffing firm and they say, hey, we want you to do our payrolling. And what got them in trouble is for the same week, for the same people, for the same days and hours work, they went to 4 and 5 and 6 other staffing firms. So they were being paid 5 to 10 times each week what it was. And it was just a scam. And these guys were but they had no shame. Literally, if we had clients where they would get reported to the wage and hour board or to the unemployment insurance, if they said, you know what, this is a scam, I'm not paying you for last week because this was going on. And these guys were just horrible, horrible people. And we kept calling the DA in Denver. They wouldn't do anything. They wound up burning a client. And in my memory, I don't know if it was one of the smaller municipalities in a different county, and that DA picked it up, wound up having them raided by the FBI, and it was a fraud the entire way. Unfortunately, they had burned 150-ish, at least 150 companies all over the country. They were based there, but after they had burned through everybody in Denver area, they wound up going as far as some of our clients up in New York. So just be very careful when you're doing payroll, and just make sure you know the exact name of the corporation that you're dealing with, and also that it's a legitimate company, and also make sure that you pull credit, because sometimes it can be a legitimate company, but they've run out of money and they're now shifting over payroll and using you guys as a bank service. So be careful. If you find yourself with an unpaid debt, please click on the link above, book an appointment with me. We'd love to sit down and talk to you about your credit and collection needs.
Hey guys, it's Wilson again, and this video was brought to you by Adams, Evans & Ross. And if you like the video, please make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also like the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below as well. If you'd like to learn more about our company, please visit our website at staffingdebt.com. And also remember, if there's no collection, there's absolutely no cost at all.